All right, Samori Benjamin here at Yankee Stadium before the Yankees take on the Blue Jays. And I'm here with two-time All-Star, 2022 and this season, Jordan Romano, Toronto Blue Jays closer. Jordan, nice meeting you, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, and you're from Canada. Yep. You're from Ontario. So how did you get into baseball?
Yeah, you know, growing up, I was in a lot of sports. You know, I played a lot of hockey growing up, as most Canadians do. But yeah, my parents got me into baseball, hockey, volleyball. But I always just like baseball the best, you know. So my dad actually got me into baseball because when he was growing up in Canada, 92, 93, that's, you know, they won the World Series, and I was born in 93, so he was a big baseball fan because of that, so he kind of pushed me along into baseball.
Nice, yeah, that was the Toronto Blue Jays' first time winning the World Series. First World Series won in Canada, so I know that was huge, the back-to-back World Series, definitely. And also, Cecil Gaston was the first black manager to win a World Series with those teams. So, yeah, and so now you play basketball too, so in Toronto, just how visible was basketball for you in Canada? I know Raptors were around, I know Grizzlies for a short period of time. So how did you get into basketball?
No, basketball was huge too. You know, I just kind of like all sports growing up. You know, my family, we're just a sports family. My brother played a lot, played in high school. And yeah, I was a huge Raptors, Leafs, and Blue Jays fan. Like, those are my three teams. So I was pretty happy when the Raptors won in 2019. You know, my guy Kawhi. So yeah, I was never that good. I could dunk, but that's about it. I couldn't shoot. So my basketball career ended pretty shortly.
So growing up, who were some of your favorite players?
Oh, growing up, for basketball, it would be Chris Bosh, Vince Carter. Like, those were probably my two guys. Those were like the Raptors greats growing up. So those are my guys.
Yeah, and with the Blue Jays.
Oh, Blue Jays. Ooh, so I grew up in an era like Ricky Romano, Doc Holliday, Carlos Delgado, John Olerud, like all those guys. So,
all right, no doubt. So very cool. Now, in high school, Canada is very cold. So how did you deal with trying to play the game of baseball and dealing with the cold winter months?
Yeah, no, so yeah, like you said, a lot of indoor baseball, you know what I mean? So a lot of indoor baseball, but I was on a travel team called the Ontario Blue Jays. We would go down to the U.S. a lot. Like, we did spring trainings in Florida. We did a lot of travel ball in Oklahoma, Texas, like the warmer states, you know, so that's a big reason why, you know, I can kind of keep continuing, you know, playing in the U.S., but yeah, a lot of indoors. Baseball indoors kind of sucks, but.
Right, okay, now I know for college you went to a small school in Oklahoma, right, Connors College?
Yep.
And, okay, so now how did you end up at Connors College coming from Canada?
Yeah, so we played a tournament down in Oklahoma, and one of the coaches, they saw me down there, and I was pretty raw, you know what I mean, pretty unrefined, but yeah, he liked what he saw. Went down there for 2 years, didn't do well at all. And then my third year I went to Oral Roberts University and got drafted out of there, happened to be by the Blue Jays, and then here we are.
Yeah, so that was 2014,
yep.
So you were drafted. How did that feel to be drafted by your hometown team?
No, it was amazing. You know, there's a couple other teams in the mix, but I wanted to be, you know, drafted by Toronto. My whole family wanted me to get drafted by them, and yeah, it just kind of worked out as a dream come true, honestly.
So I know that it took you a few years before you made your debut, and you were in the minors for 2 years. You also had Tommy John surgery in the minor league, right? So I mean, how was that for you to have Tommy John in the minor leagues, and you were able to rebound and get here? So, but how was that for you at the time?
Yeah, it was tough. You know, my first spring training, that's when I had Tommy John. So, you know, you have this big plan, this big career, how it's going to go, and then first year have Tommy John. You know, it's really tough. But yeah, grinded through rehab, really took it serious, and yeah, once I was done with that, my arm felt good, body felt good, and just kind of grinded my way up.
Yeah, it's amazing how you all were able to have that surgery and bounce back and still be outstanding. So now I know at the end of 2018, I believe, you were in the Rule 5 draft, and Chicago drafted you, and then they credited you to Texas, right? So, like, how was that?
No, it was a whirlwind, you know, like being Rule 5, I was excited, but I was kind of sad leaving all my boys, all the coaches, right? But yeah, I had a really good time in Texas. Didn't make the team, unfortunately, so they shipped me back to Toronto, and then yeah, I'm happy I got to make my debut in Toronto, but Texas was it was cool too.
Right, and so you made your debut in Toronto. That was 2019, right?
Yep.
Okay, so after all those years and having Tommy John and having to wait about 5 years or so to make the major league, How was that for you to make your debut?
Oh, it was like a movie. You know, you work up for years and years trying to do something, trying to accomplish it, and you do it. You know, I can't even remember how I pitched in Baltimore. It was such a blur, but my family got to come up and watch it, and yeah, it was really amazing.
Now, 2020 comes. That was a crazy season. COVID, everything we all know. But you all have to play Buffalo.
Yep.
So, what was that experience? You know, Buffalo. So Buffalo also is a city where they don't have a professional baseball team, so I'm sure for them they really loved having you all. So how was that whole experience?
No, it was actually it was unique, you know. But I played in Buffalo in 2019, so you know I knew the city, I knew the ballpark. It was a shame we couldn't play in Toronto, but Buffalo, man, they did the best they could. The support staff, the resources, the money they put into the clubhouse, the facilities for us, they really did a great job. So 2020 was a weird year, but it was a unique baseball year. I enjoyed it.
Okay, so I have a question. It's about you as a pitcher. At what point did you become a relief pitcher?
So that was I was a closer in college my last year, and then starter all through the minor leagues, and then in 2019 I was starting. I wasn't doing too well, and they're like, "Hey, we should go to the bullpen." So 2019, midway through, I became a reliever.
Okay, so I know in 2021 you got the closer job, and you had, I believe, 23 saves in 2021.
Yep.
And then in 2022, earlier in that year, you set a consecutive save streak for Toronto Blue Jays history. And you actually did it against the Yankees, I believe, when they got the last save against. So that was great. I mean, to be able to set a Blue Jays record for most saves, how was that for you?
No, it was good. You know, it's kind of crazy to think about like the consecutive streak and all the good closers that we've had, and just for me to have a little bit of Blue Jays history, the team I grew up cheering for, watching, yeah, it's really special to me.
And so you made the All-Star team that year in Dodger Stadium, Los Angeles. A beautiful place to have it at. So how was it for you to be named and be able to be out there as All-Star?
No, it was great. That's honestly something I never thought I'd do. You know, it's always a dream, but it just seems so far away. So to be able to go to LA, again, family got to come out. It was an awesome experience. When I see pictures of me like in LA, All-Star uniform, it's still like seems kind of surreal, you know?
I hear you. And of course you made it again this season. Now just two more for you. As a closer, what's your mindset? I mean, you come in, you have to come in the 9th inning or even early, maybe the 8th inning, come in the biggest spots and have to come in and get out the best hitters, and very tight situation, a lot of pressure, and so when you come in and do a great job, what's the mindset for you as a closer?
Yeah, you know, my mindset, I just have one mission, you know, is just to get out, fill up the zone. I really don't think too much, honestly, about the outcome of the game. You know, all I think about is make pitches, and whatever happens, happens. Yeah, I'm not really worried about getting the save or blowing the save. I'm just worried about making pitches, and I'm just going to keep making pitches until the game is done, and hopefully it goes all right. You know?
And just last one for you, just what's the atmosphere like for you all just in Toronto, and just within yourselves in terms of right now you have about maybe 12, 13 games left, making this final playoff push?
No, it's been great. You know, the crowd's been really good in Toronto, and yeah, like we know where we are. I think it's going to come down to the last day here, so we're just trying to get as many wins as possible, play as clean as possible, and whatever happens, happens.
All right, everyone. Two-time All-Star, Toronto Blue Jays closer, Jordan Romano. Jordan, thank you so much. But you know what? Actually, I have one last question for you. WBC International Baseball. You're from Canada. You know what? I'm a big WBC fan, and I know that you were playing for the Italy national team, right?
Yep.
2017.
2017, that's right.
So how did that come about, and do you have any aspirations of maybe playing for Italy again, or maybe Canada?
Yeah, so my dad, he was actually born in Italy, right? So my whole side of the family's from Italy, and the first one, I was wanting to play for Canada, but didn't really make the cut, and Italy's like, hey, we'll take it. So it was a great experience, love the guys in Italy, and yeah, for the next one, I'm not sure. I guess we'll see when the time comes. I haven't made a decision either way. Playing for Canada would be awesome. Italy's been great for me, so yeah, we'll just kind of see what happens when the time comes.
All right, cool. So again, two-time All-Star, Blue Jays closer, Jordan Romano. Jordan, a pleasure, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
All right, everybody, we're back.